Manga-Waido.
My name is Shinichi Yonemura. I work as a driver of a big-sized truck. I mainly work at night and start my shift at 7:30 p.m. I load up my truck, deliver the goods, and get back to the office. I leave the office at 7:30 a.m. It's a tough job, but the pay is not bad. I also feel pride in my work, because I feel that I'm an essential worker. One thing I'm concerned about is that it's hard for me to find time with my family. We moved to this city when my daughter, Yuka, entered 4th grade. I thought it was a good opportunity to move, because there were sad memories of the city we used to live in. The sad memories are, well, 6 years ago, my previous wife, Sumie, died from pancreatic cancer. She felt some heaviness in her stomach and her back, and went for a checkup at a hospital. By then, the cancer had already spread to the nearby organs and her lymph nodes. Sumie was a gentle and a warm person. I could respect her as my partner. When she was spending her last days in palliative care, she was constantly worrying about me and Yuka.
Also, for Yuka, if you find someone suitable for you, you ought to remarry.
Don't say such a stupid thing, Sumie!
I'm serious. Please, dear. Think about Yuka's happiness.
Shortly after this conversation, Sumie died. The person who saved me and Yuka when we were overwhelmed by the grief of having lost a loved one was our neighbor who lived next door to us in our apartment building.
Mr. Shinichi, please try to get a hold of yourself. It would also be good for Yuka. Are you eating properly?
Her name is Rena Takeshita. She's working as an office staff member at a company in the city. Because she was the same age as Sumie, it seemed that they were not only neighbors, but more like friends. She must have also been sad about losing Sumie, but Rena was really considerate about me and Yuka. Soon, the relationship between Rena and me became more intimate.
If you like, I can come over to make you some dinner.
Oh! Are you sure?
It's no trouble for me. Yuka, is there anything you'd like to eat for tomorrow's dinner? Well, I would like a hamburger. Okay, let's do that then.
Thank you for everything. Always. When I thanked her, Rena smiled, as she always did.
No worries, really. I also have a fun time with Yuka. Right, Yuka? Yeah!
Yuka was also happy with Rena. I kept on remembering how Sumie told me to think about Yuka's happiness. After giving it a lot of thought, I proposed to Rena a few years later, and we got married. There were no problems with our lives when we started in the new city. In the beginning, things were going smoothly, but about half a year later, things were starting to fall apart. Rena started complaining about our new life. A night truck driver is like that. It's as I told you before, it can't be helped. Please understand, Rena.
Right, so you say. But maybe you were playing around somewhere while you left me and Yuka by ourselves?
Why would I do such a thing? Please, I'll make sure to spend time with you two this weekend. Now that I think about it, it also had to do with the fact that she had become a full-time housewife after we moved. Her frankness was gone, and she was becoming unstable. She was no longer smiling. She became sarcastic instead. There was another problem too. My daughter, Yuka, was starting to become quieter and quieter. Yuka, I have a day off tomorrow, so why don't we all go out together?
No thanks. I have a lot of homework to do. I'm stupid. So I need to study hard to catch up with everyone.
Because I'm stupid. Yuka was saying that a lot these days. I was worried about Yuka. But Rena didn't seem to think it was a big deal. Maybe because she was a woman?
It's her age. Girls are like that at her age. It's really nothing to worry about.
Is it really like that? It was true that when raising a daughter, there were many instances in which I couldn't be of any help to Yuka. But recently, it looked as though Yuka was keeping distance between Rena and herself. How's school? Were you able to make any friends? What do you do during the break time?
Nothing. I just read a book at my desk.
She gave me a short reply, and she would hide herself in her room. Because of my work, I can't spend much time at home with her. But even when I am at home, we don't seem to be able to communicate. I asked her how her life was at her elementary school, but Yuka would only answer half-heartedly. Is she having trouble getting along with her classmates? I hope she's not being bullied. One day, I decided to go talk to Yuka's school teacher because I was worried about Yuka. So she isn't energetic at home, and she hardly talks to me. How's Yuka spending her time at school? She's not that different from other children. She eats her lunch well, and she gets along with her classmates. She's always smiling. The voice of this teacher, Okada, seemed somewhat superficial. I became even more concerned than before. I talked to Yuka's mother in the PTA meeting the other day. Girls that age are difficult, but Yuka's mother is looking after her very well. I'm sure that you don't need to worry about Yuka with a mother like hers. I had heard that Rena had been taking an active part in the PTA since she became a full-time housewife. Yes, my wife also said something like that. I suppose I just tend to worry a little too much. Probably. If Yuka's teacher says that things are fine, things must be fine. That's what I told myself. But an incident occurred just 2 weeks after. As soon as I got to the office, Yuka came looking for me. Something was very wrong. Yuka? What happened? My boss realized that something was up and gave me some time. My coworkers did the loading for me, and I talked with Yuka.
I'm sorry, Dad.
What happened? Why are you saying that you're sorry?
I'm really sorry that I didn't tell you. Mom.
What happened to Rena? When I heard the story, I was shocked. According to Yuka, Rena is having an affair with a man, and they sometimes meet up when I'm not there.
Mom kicks me out of the house by saying there is something important I have to talk to him about. Sometimes she doesn't even give me dinner.
What? What did you say? In front of a child? I could feel myself about to explode from anger. And, do you know what that something important is about?
I don't know what they are talking about, but she locks the door so they can't go back into the house. There's nothing I can do.
She locks the door? I was shaking with rage. I wondered whether I should call Rena to get the facts straight or not. If what Yuka says is true, this was a very serious matter.
Mom always says if you don't want to destroy a family, don't say anything.
What on earth? That's blackmail! How could she say such a thing to my daughter? So that was the reason why you were behaving a bit cold towards me. I'm sorry that I didn't realize this earlier.
It's okay.
I will not forgive her. I will never forgive her! So, what kind of a guy is he?
Actually...
No way! After that, I adjusted my work schedule so that I could confirm the facts for myself. What Yuka had said was true. If I were to be extremely generous, an affair might still be forgivable. It is true that as a nighttime truck driver, I can't spend enough time with my family. But making Yuka cry and threatening her while having fun with a guy? There's no way I could forgive her for that! After I had confirmed that Rena was having an affair and found out who her lover was, I got the necessary proof. I decided to take further action. I checked when Rena was planning to have the man over to our house. For that, Yuka helped me out.
Next time is going to be on June 3rd. She was saying that happily on the phone.
Got it. Thank you. I'm sorry, Yuka. I'll make sure that all of this will be finished on that day. I got in touch with an agency that deals with these matters. It seems that they had a similar case like this in the past. The person in charge agreed to take on the case. On that day, I took a day off from work. I kept that a secret from Rena, and I was watching our house from behind a telephone pole. After some time, Yuka came running towards me after she had been driven out of the house. I'm sorry that I'm having you go through such a tough time.
It's alright. I'm fine. But you, Dad...
That Rena would make such a girl cry? I thought I would explode from anger. I waited until the light in the bathroom was turned on and entered the house. From the bathroom, I could hear laughter from the voices who were having a good time. It seemed the two of them were taking a bath together. How nice that they got along so well. Just as I thought. Rena's smartphone was not in the room. I wonder when it was that she started taking her smartphone with her to the bathroom. I called Rena on her phone.
Yes, what?
Hey, I have something I want to talk to you about. Where are you now?
Taking a bath. What is it? Does it have to be now?
It's important.
Then why don't we talk about it when you come back? I'm going to hang up now, okay? I want to get out of the bath soon.
Oh, I see. I got it. Then it's fine. No need to come out of there for the rest of your life.
What? That voice! Are you in the house right now?
I could hear the bathroom door being opened. It seems like her lover was panicking. The guy who came out in front of me with Rena was... Hello, Mr. Okada. It's been a while. Why are you here? I wonder why. I guess it's because this is my house. Why are you here? Well, that's... The person who was cooperating with me came forward as he cleared his throat. I belong to the District Education Committee. When Okada heard who he was, he turned completely pale, even though he had just come out of the bath. Mr. Okada, do you realize what you have done? Well, that's... You have formed a disgraceful relationship with a child's guardian despite your position as a school teacher. There will be grave consequences. You understand? Okada, half naked, got down on his knees on the spot and started apologizing. According to Okada, his relationship with Rena had started when she had become a member of the PTA. She was the one who asked me out! I couldn't help it!
What are you talking about? You're the one who seduced me.
No, it was you! You told me my husband doesn't spend time with me and I have so much free time on my hands! Whatever, Mr. Okada. In any case, you're finished. And Rena, when you're done changing, get out of here. I don't want to spend another second with an adulteress who takes advantage of Yuka's kindness.
No way. Please forgive me. If you drive me out of here, I'll have to look for a room and work all from scratch.
That's not my problem. Get out of here, quick! I never want to see your face again! Oh, right. As you might know, I'll be asking from both of you for a lot of consolation money. So prepare yourselves. After I said that, I gave them just enough time to get dressed and kicked them out of the house. After that, Okada was interrogated by the education committee and was fired from his job. I couldn't be satisfied with that, so including the mental damage Yuka suffered, I billed both Okada and Rena for the consolation money. Rena's life went downhill as soon as we were divorced. Rena asked for her relatives' help and went off to the countryside and started working at a nightclub. At the nightclub, she got involved with a man who was up to no good. She ended up getting herself arrested for taking part in some crime. Rena must have been so tired of a life with me and started a love affair with Okada. I'm sure she's satisfied now, since her life has become very thrilling as a result of having to deal with the police.
Dad, dinner's ready.
Thanks, I'm coming! These days, Yuka was getting back to her old, happy self. I let Yuka go through a really tough time. This time, I have to protect her. For me, Yuka is enough. I plan to spend the rest of my life single.